And good afternoon, and welcome to another wonderful motivational Monday here at Unfeigned Faith Ministries. My name is Deacon Irons, and of course, we're led by our wonderful minister, Minister Lee Rodman, and of course, who could forget our fantastic First Lady, Minister Lakeisha Rodman. Excuse me, I know I'm a little bit late, but I was dealing with an issue, so I had to just wait till I came on. But um, this week's motivational topic is how honestly builds trust. And that's one of the things that I was dealing with before I actually came on. So this is what gave me the idea of this topic of honesty builds trust, right? Have you ever been in a moment where you know the right thing to say, but it wasn't easy to really say, stay quiet about it, or, maybe it was a small mistake or an uncomfortable truth, right? Or something that no one else would have caught. So being honest is something that we know as Christians we're supposed to do, no matter what situation, no matter how uncomfortable. And yes, some truth had to be said and spoken, right? Um, the situation that I was dealing with. So let's define honesty and why it really matters, right? So honesty is not just telling the truth, right? It is alignment, right, between what we say, what we do, and who we are, right? It really builds the character of who we are. Now, in every organization, relationship, no matter what, trust is the foundation, right? It's the foundation for what we lay the groundwork for. Like a house, you can't really build a house without a foundation to it, right? Um, Cultures that prioritize ethics and integrity, build strong relationships and better outcomes. Now, I'm not going to say which culture is better than others when it comes to this, but cultures that last long and they live and breathe by the integrity of what honesty brings, right? So, and the reality is, trust is built slowly, but lasts quickly, right? It lasts, um, but it gets lost quickly. I'm sorry. You can lose it real quick. In relationship, when somebody starts not telling the truth or being honest about something, you start losing trust for that individual, right? And we've all experienced that. Trust me, I know. So lying lips are abomination to the Lord, but they deal with truly, but they that deal truthfully are a delight, right? And as we know that in Proverbs 12:22. So God doesn't just care about the outcomes, right? He cares about the truthfulness and how we get there. Honesty reflects integrity. That's in the heart, not just the behavior. All right. So again, when we look at people around us and the relationships that we build, whether it's a personal relationship, a friendship relationship, or siblings, right, within your family, honesty reflects the integrity and builds your character. So in Proverbs 10:9, he that walketh uprightly walketh surely. So honesty brings stability because you never have to remember a story you never created. What does that mean? That means when you tell lie upon lie, lie, you got to start remembering those lies, right? No matter what lie you tell, eventually you're going to not forget those lies, but you're going to start forgetting the lies that you're told, right? So if you tell the truth, you always live and die by the truth. They don't have to remember, quote unquote, the lies that you tell, right? So integrity under pressure. So the hardest time to be honest is when. Let's think about that. At work, maybe it's a deadline. In relationship, something at stake, right? Or when no one is watching. So integrity under pressure. So that's exactly when integrity matters the most, right? So when talking to someone, friend, family, no matter what it is, this situation comes up that you as a person have to tell the truth and speak to them, right? Let's talk about small honesty leading to big impact. So you're in a conversation where most integrity failures don't start big, right? It could be a small thing that leads to another small thing. Next thing you know, those things start, right? So they start with like omissions of something or a small shortcut or small compromise that you make with someone because you maybe want to please that person. So you just not really tell them the truth or tell them or be honest about certain things, right? Integrity is a daily commitment. not a one-time choice, pretty much, or one-time benefit, one-time thing. It's a constant thing. I was in the midst of a conversation where I got to a point where I just had to be blunt, open, and honest about certain things that I was seeing and certain outcomes and actions that were happening. You got to be honest about it. Now, I know it can be brutal when somebody hears that honesty, right? Um, and they may take it the wrong way, but it's the truth, right? When you're being honest about something. So, where is honesty hardest right now in your life? So, again, in the midst of that conversation, I just had to break down and be honest about something. I want people to be honest with me. I always tell people, and when you deal with me, just be honest about it. Whether you like something, don't like it, that just gonna make me a better person, right? Because then I know how to interact and how to change certain things, right? How to change my behaviors and so on. So honesty is something that we always have to work on consistently, right? So think about a time when honesty improved the situation and what changed, right? Did it build the relationship stronger? Did it make you come closer to someone? Did it, allow you to perform better at work, right? So honesty may be uncomfortable in that particular moment, but it creates freedom in the long term. You don't have to stress. You don't have to be like, oh man, now I got to remember this lie that I told 2, 3, 4 years from now. Who does that, right? It's a weekly thing. So being honest is a habit to challenge, right? Because there's sometimes, we're like, well, we don't want to hurt that person's feeling. We don't want to, things to happen. It doesn't matter, but it's always a challenge. Speak truth quickly, even in the small matters, right? Clarify instead of assuming. If you don't know something, be honest about it. Make sure that you understand that individual's point of view. And this is something that I know a lot of people don't do. Own mistakes early. If you are honest about a mistake that you made, own it, learn from it. You're going to be better for it. That's what a lot of people don't do. Take responsibility for the actions or the mistakes that they made. They don't want to be honest about the situation, about them having a flaw or something. I don't know. But why does it matter? Because trust builds through consistent, truthful actions. I always tell people, you could say stuff to me all the time. You could tell me all these wonderful, great things. But your truthful actions are going to really show your character, your heart, and what's behind the words that you say, right? Individuals that practice transparency avoid larger problems later. So, teams, individuals, you as a person, when you practice transparency and integrity around being honest, you avoid a lot of problems later in life. Again, you don't have to remember lies that you told, or which lie you told, how you told that lie. Just be honest and upfront, right? So in closing, it takes years to build trust, right? I'm not a person that just hand out trust when I see someone. It takes years and only a moment to really destroy it, which is so true. We see marriages fall apart. We see relationships fall apart. We see family members fall apart, grow apart. All this kind of stuff because you build trust with people. You build these relationships. You invest in it, the time, the heart, the dedication. You put a lot of into it, but then in an instant, it could be lost because somebody is not honest with you. So let's be the kind of people and the kind of individuals where honesty isn't risky. It's expected. So when you speak to somebody, so if you know they're honest all the time, right? You know that by the character. If you ask them something, they're going to tell you the truth. You may not like the truth, but they're going to tell it to you, right? And you expect it. Yeah, your feelings going to get hurt, but you expect it because you know it's the truth. Or if you are telling somebody something and being honest with them and their feelings get hurt, then it's expected, right? It'd be surprised if you tell them honestly something and their feelings aren't hurt, then something's probably wrong, right? But let our words, our actions, and our character reflect the truth in every situation. Again, tell me the truth. Am I driving too fast? Is something wrong? Tell me the truth. What am I doing something wrong? Be honest about it, right? Yes, my feelings may hurt, but in the end, it's going to make me better in the long run, right? So again, honesty builds trust. and you can lose that trust in an instant. And I think it's very important for everyone to truly just be honest with each other in today's society, and that's what's really lacking um, a lot, right? So again, I don't know what's going on with the camera right now.